Hello, welcome back to my channel. So this video is something that I've been trying to make, but at the same time it's just super hard to choose my top manga for 2024. At first I was gonna choose 24, then I decided to go down to 15, then 12, then 10, but as I go through my manga I end up with 12. So I have 12 manga that I'm going to talk about that's my favorite read back in 2024. And so let's just get started, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So the first two is we have Blue Lock and Windbreaker. Okay, so Blue Lock is a sports manga. It's my first sports manga. It's all about soccer. Now if you don't know anything about soccer, it's okay, because I don't know anything about soccer. And after reading Blue Lock until, let's see, volume 15, I think they're already in volume 16, but in Japan there's already over 30 volume. It's really good, a bit of intense. I get excited all the time reading it because you just want to know what's going to happen next. It's a competition, basically a program this guy named Eagle who he created named Blue Lock, and so he invited like a bunch of high schooler soccer player to join this program, so this way they can, you know, get their career move fast in the professional world. And so I really like the story. It's a bit of intense, but you know what, this manga is super easy to read. Let me show you guys some insight. And yeah, it's just go straight to the point. I love it, and the players are so fun to read about. But other than that, really fun to read. Really recommend it. If not, you can watch the anime. There's already like 2 seasons. So next what we have is Windbreaker, another manga that I really enjoy reading. Every time there's a new release, I gotta read it. So we got our main character Sakura. He moved into this community and he realized this community is kind of tight. Everybody works together and help one another. And so he goes to the school called, I think the school is Boforin or Forin. It's an all-boys school. It's kind of strange because I'm not sure if they even have teachers. So anyway, you got this bunch of just boys trying to protect the community in case like another gang or another group of boys who are trying to cause trouble. So their job is to protect the community as well as the people. Now Sakura is from out of town, so he's pretty new, but at the same time he's slowly learning about himself because he's sort of kind of like sensitive. I think growing up he was like mostly by himself, or people thought that he was scary, but inside he has a really good heart. And so he realized he can rely on others. It doesn't have to be all about him, and he has a lot of character development, and each character is so unique. And that's what I love about this story, because it's just so unpredictable at the same time. Even though there's a lot of fighting, but at the end there's always like a good message, if that makes sense. And so that is why Blue Lock and Windbreaker is in my top 12 for 2024, because I just love it, in my opinion. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, the next two is we got My Love Mix-Up and Witch Hat Atelier. So My Love Mix-Up, it's a BL teen romance. It's so fun to read. I always find myself laughing because Aoki, our main character, he's so funny. So what happened was Aoki dropped an eraser and Ida picked it up. When Ida picked it up, the eraser had his name with a heart on it. And so now he's thinking, does Ida like me? But that eraser is originally from Aoki's friend. I forgot her name. So this friend has a crush on Ida, not Aoki. And so they both decide to talk about it, because Ida was saying like, oh, I don't have any feelings, this and that. But Aoki's like, okay. But then Ida find himself thinking about it, and I think he's just curious to see if he does try it, who knows what will happen next. And so Ida and Aoki will start hanging out more and start talking more, and this kind of causes to have feelings toward each other, and the girl kind of get in the picture. But besides her, there's also another guy. It'll be part of the picture who he seems to be more interested with her. But it's a really nice love story. I read this really quickly online. This is like the first manga I ever read online, complete and finished, and I was just like super curious, and like I just want to know what's gonna happen next, because when it comes to Ida and Aoki, their relationship towards each other is just so cute. They're both curious and also want to kind of explore, because you know it is their first time. Overall, I really like the story. I read this like in 4 days online complete. So if you don't want to buy the physical manga, it is available in the app called Viz Media, I believe. And so it is short. It has only 9 volumes, so it's super quick and fast, and it had a good ending. It really had a good ending. And so now what we have next is called Witch Hat Atelier. It's a big fantasy all about magic and witches. Our main character Coco, at first she didn't have any power until she realized she has power, because it's actually easy to learn to conjure power. And in reality, like the Magic Association or something like that, they don't want people to know about that, because it might cause hysteria, because of course, who doesn't want magic or power? And so now Coco became an apprentice to another witch person, and along the way she does face a lot of challenges, because the enemy of the story is targeting Coco, because they think Coco could be the key to their plan, because Coco is very curious, and whenever she gets curious, like, she doesn't stop. She's very determined, and she doesn't stop until she gets what she wants, which can be dangerous. But overall, I really like the story. I really recommend it. It has the most beautiful illustration. Let me show it to you guys. Now this manga is getting an anime. I'm so excited. I believe this manga won something. I'm not sure if it says here in the front, but I know it won something. And apparently the author or the artist used to work for DC and Marvel. Maybe that's why the illustration is just top notch. And yeah, really recommended this big fantasy all about magic and witches. It's so good in my opinion, but at the same time, it's like a slow pace in my opinion, so not that much going on. It's all about Coco learning about magic, because it is her first time and she has no knowledge, and that's why sometimes the story is a little bit slow, but you know what, it's really good. And yeah, anyway, let's move on with the next two. What we have next is Drifting Dragons, and this is Tokyo Alien. Both big fantasy, but Tokyo Alien is all about alien, and this is all about dragons. So Drifting Dragons, in my opinion, has a little bit of like slice of life, a big fantasy, adventure. Our main character, well, one of the main character is a big foodie, because their job is to hunt dragons, because if they hunt dragons, they make money out of it for food, oil, all the things you can use for whatever you need. And I forgot the main character's name. Oh my god. So this manga has already like 16 volumes. I only read up to 7, but I just enjoy it a lot, because I'm a big fantasy person as well as a foodie person, so it's kind of like best of both worlds for me. And there is an anime. It's so underrated in my opinion. So if you like something a bit about slice of life, fantasy, and foodie, this is definitely up your alley. If not, give it a try. It's not very disappointing in my opinion. It has a slow pace as well, because it is sort of like a slice of life, but other than that, it's so good. It's a big adventure. They're called dragons, something like that. I just love everyone in this. So they fly this big aeroplane. Is it called aeroplane? And they're just a big family who help each other. They make sure that no one's left behind. I just love how the fact that they care for one another. Oh, I just love it. Anyway, next we have is Tokyo Aliens. So basically, we have aliens living on Earth, but in order to live on Earth, they have to get a residency card from the US, so this way they don't get deported or get hunted down. So our main character, oh my god, I forgot his name again. His name is Akira. Yeah, Akira. So our main character, Akira, he found out that his father is part of this special organization for aliens, because one day there was like a big attack and he didn't know anything about alien until he meets this other guy who happens to be in the same school as him. But eventually, after finding out that there's alien and about his father working in this special force, he wanted to join and learn more, because if not, his memories will get wiped out. And so at first he had a hard time. He had to learn so many like combat skills, because the aliens can be dangerous. Now when it comes to the aliens, they don't have their like original form. They just, you know, their shape is just regular human, if that makes sense. But I just love it. There's a lot of action, there's a lot of humor as well, and it's something different because you don't really read about aliens that much, and it's kind of interesting because the alien lives on Earth, and they're trying to, the reason some of them live on Earth because they want to get away from their own like planet, because maybe because of wars and stuff like that, and that is why some of them are allowed to live on Earth. Now, this manga has only 8 volumes so far. It is a very slow release manga. I think they only release like twice a year, which really sucks, but you know what? It's such a good story, pretty interesting about aliens living on Earth and trying to just live peacefully, and so I definitely recommend it, even though the release is pretty slow. But other than that, love Drifting Dragons and Tokyo Aliens. All right, guys, I think we're halfway there. Next, we have Mashals and The Danger in My Heart. Mashal has a big inspiration when it comes to Harry Potter as well as other manga. It's just super funny. It's a big fantasy. Our main character named Mash, he doesn't have any power, and one day he was caught that he doesn't have any power because in society, if you don't have any power, you're supposed to be reported and something happened to you. And so the investigator or detective guy decided to give Mash another chance to enter a school, and the goal is for him to become a divine something. I just had it in my head and I completely forgot. Basically, at the very end, like in this competition, you're acknowledged as one of the best or be powerful, something like that. And so he entered this school pretending that he has power, but Mash is very strong. He relies on his muscles and his skills, and he's very determined. He doesn't give up, and that's why even though he doesn't have any magic, he just goes for it, and that makes sense. And so the story like talks about him with no power, and eventually they find out that he has no power, and then our main enemy, there's a connection with Mash. I won't say too much. So our main enemy, all he wants is immortality, of course, and being the most powerful in the region. And so sometimes he sent his goons to attack the school, but Mash is always there to like fight them. And again, Mash is very strong. I feel like you either hate this manga or anime, because there is an anime, because I feel like it's not everyone's cup of tea, because there's just a lot of humor. It's just super funny and very entertaining, and that's why I love it so much, because I don't get bored. Like, there's always something happening, and Mash is just so funny. And not to mention, Mash loves cream puff, and I love cream puff because I just love cream puff. Anyway, now this manga has 18 volumes. It's already done and complete. However, the anime is still ongoing. All right, guys, next we have is The Danger in My Heart. Oh my god, this manga is another teen romance. We got our main character Kyotaro. At first, he hated Yamada. This is Yamada because she's sort of like very popular, and she's also a model. However, Yamada loves to eat. She loves to eat in the library, and that's how Kyotaro and Yamada start talking, because Kyotaro loves to hang out at the library because he loves to read. And suddenly, yeah, they started talking and got closer. It's such a cute romance, kind of like slow pace, slow burn, but it's just adorable because they're still in their teens and they're still trying to figure things out. And it started them in middle school, and then they went to high school. This manga has already like 8 volumes, and there's already 2 seasons of anime. Really good. It's, you know, your typical teen romance, but Kyotaro, he's an interesting character. He's super awkward at times, but slowly he does open up, as well as Yamada. So there are some moments where it's kind of awkward and uncomfortable, but you know what, it's just adorable because, you know, they're just trying to figure things out. So overall, really like The Danger in My Heart. Now, The Danger in My Heart, I don't think it's available in Crunchyroll. I think it's available in HIDIVE. That's where I watch it, and I had to use the 7-day trial, so I had to quickly watch it. So anyway, really recommend The Danger in My Heart if you're into like teen romance, slow pace, slice of life. Really, really good. And Mashal, of course. So guys, that is it for Mashal and The Danger in My Heart. All right, so the next 2, we have Ozutoki Rhetoric, a mystery manga, and Yona of the Dawn. That is why they're not in order. It's kind of random because they're just all equally good in my opinion. In this way, I don't like, you know, pick my favorites because every single one is my favorite, if that makes sense. So Ozutoki Rhetoric is a mystery manga. Our main character, she has the ability to hear lies. And one day she decided to leave home because the people around her are very not nice, and she wants to start over somewhere else, and which she did. Then at this new place she meets a detective, and then she told the detective about her abilities, and they decide to team out, and then she lives under him because she didn't have any other place to live. But everyone in this new area is super nice to her, and she's very, very happy because, you know, in her last hometown people just judge her, and with this new place she's just very, very happy. When it comes to their cases, it's mostly like murder mystery, but they do travel, which is really nice. This story takes place in the 1920s, so you had that, you know, Western style. Really love the illustration as well as the character design. Now this series is very short. It only has 10 volumes. It is done and complete. I'm hoping that they will make an anime because it's so underrated in my opinion. It just gets to the point when it comes to the mystery. It's very simple yet still interesting in my opinion. And the fact that she has this ability to hear lies is something different as well. So definitely recommend Ozotoki Rhetoric. Really, really good. Next, holy cow, it's Yona of the Dawn, of course. Now Yona of the Dawn is the most volumes I ever read. I think I read up to 22 volumes. So this is like a big fantasy. Our main character Yona, she's a princess, but one day she had to leave the kingdom because something happened to her father, because her own childhood friend did something. So she had no choice but to escape because all the soldiers are now going against her. And so she leaves the kingdom with Hack, another childhood friend, also her sort of like bodyguard, if that makes sense. Then along the way she finds out that she needs to find these 4 dragons that's supposed to help her with everything that's going on with the kingdom. She does find this 4 dragon, and then there's also another character, Yoon, Mother Yoon. Oh my god, Mother Yoon is so funny. Anyway, getting distracted. So she goes around the kingdom and she realized the kingdom is a mess. There's a lot of people struggling. It's a big eye-opening for her because she's a princess. She's been sheltered because her father believes in, well, the father is a pacifist, if that makes sense, so he doesn't want to cause war. However, like the other leaders wanted to cause something, and that is why a lot of the area is sort of like struggling because again the king didn't really do that much. I think he just pretty much stayed in the kingdom, if that makes sense. And so throughout the story there's a big adventure. She does leave outside the kingdom as well, and other than that it's just a big adventure. A lot of things happen. There's even a war, which is crazy. But there is an anime. However, the anime is only like 1 season, which is crazy because so much things happen. Like so much things happen. I wish they would continue the anime because it's so good. Like I always find myself smiling. It's funny, it's entertaining. The 4 dragons are so funny. Hack, oh my god. There is a little bit of romance. If you know, you know. So yeah, really love You Know the Dawn. Like there's already like what, 42 volumes. I'm not sure if they're in the last arc or something, but it might be almost done. But love You Know the Dawn. Oh, I mean, it's like kind of very popular in my opinion because I feel like a lot of people has You Know the Dawn, if that makes sense. And so that is it for Ozotoki Rhetoric and You Know the Dawn. Alright, we reached at the very end, but I'm actually gonna have some honorable mention. I have like 4 because, well, I will explain after I talk about this last 2. So what we have is A Silent Voice and of course Apothecary Diaries, obviously. So A Silent Voice, it's a big emotional. There are some trigger warning. Our main character used to bully someone, and then after a couple years she went somewhere because she had enough about the bullying. He's the main character. He used to bully her. Then after a couple years they met again, and he decided to learn sign language because she's deaf, and he wants to redeem for all the things that he did. He completely feels bad. And when it comes to our main character, he just goes through so much emotional. There's a lot of characters development. Now when it comes to him and the other classmates, they do start seeing each other again after a couple years, and things start good and sometimes it gets complicated. But other than that, it's such a good story. It has a good message. Again, there is some trigger warning, so you may want to do some research. it can be a lot because, you know, now there is a movie. The movie, when it comes to the movie, they did took out some part from the manga, which is kind of understanding because I think they wanted to focus on the message from this story, and it's really beautifully done. I just love A Silent Voice, and that is why it's in my top 12 for 2024. Besides about the bullying, you know, again, it's very emotional. They're just trying their best to figure things out, especially about life, and sometimes it can be sad. There's a lot of part where our main character gets angry, and again, it's just very emotional and it's just beautiful. So if you can, please read, but at the same time, do some research about some trigger warning. Lastly, we got Apothecary Diaries. Oh, no, I forgot to mention, A Silent Voice has about 7 volumes, I believe, I think, and there's even like a box set, and again, there is an anime, but it was more like a movie. Anyway, Apothecary Diaries. Apothecary Diaries is another manga that has a very slow release. However, there is a light novel. The light novel is way ahead. I think in Japan, I think it already has 19 light novels. And here in the US, the volume 5 of the light novel is coming out in May. So I'm gonna start reading the light novel because it's way ahead. Anyway, Apothecary Diaries is mostly about mystery. Our main girl, Mao, she's an apothecary. She has a lot of knowledge when it comes to plants and herbs. And one day she got kidnapped and now she's working at the palace. However, she's working under one of the major concubine as a tester. Then along the way there's like a bunch of mystery and even conspiracy because of someone. And then she really enjoys plants and she goes crazy here and there. It's just a very entertaining manga as well as anime. The second season just came out and it's still ongoing. I definitely recommend Apothecary Diaries. It's really fun. Like, Mama is super funny. When it comes to Mao and Sir Jinshi, their sarcasm is just hilarious. Mama sometimes does this cat expression. It's so cute and adorable. Other than that, Apothecary Diaries is a big mystery, a bit of slice of life. Mama can be hysterical, which is okay because I love that. It's not boring in my opinion. It's just really good. It's just really good. I know I keep saying that. But anyway, love Apothecary Diaries as well as Silent Voice. Guys, we're done with my top 12 for 2024. My favorite reads for 2024. Oh my god, I've been really avoiding making this video because I know it's gonna be tough and challenging because choosing, like, mostly people only choose 10. For me, that's too short because I read a lot last year and I only started reading manga last year, and so this was really tough, but you know what, I did it. Okay, we're gonna talk about some honorable mention. I have about 4, so we're gonna start with Fire Force. Now, the reason why Fire Force is not in my favorites is because I only start reading Fire Force after season 2, so I only read from 19 to 32. This is all about human combustion. Our characters has like fire power, and then you have like a cult in the story. Their main goal is to create another of the great catalysm, basically burning the whole world with fire and creating another world because the cult's leader is actually from another world. Anyways, I wouldn't say it's I mean, it's a fantasy. Now, Fire Force has a bad rap of fan service. There is some fan service, but you know what? It doesn't bother that much to me because overall the story is really interesting. I'm gonna say Fire Force has one of the best ending. No spoiler. Really good ending. I really enjoy a lot of action, a lot of fights, and you know what? I just love it. Okay, moving on. Now we have Sakamoto Days. The reason why Sakamoto Days is not in my top 12 because I started reading Sakamoto Days like April of last year. I read up to 11, which is still not bad because right now in English there's 15 or 16 volumes. Sakamoto Days is almost like John Wick, but more funnier, if that makes sense. Not too serious. Our main guy, Taro Sakamoto, used to be an assassin. He quit in that world and then started a family. However, people start going after him because he had a bounty on his head, because I guess in this world of assassin no one can quit. And Taro is a big legend in the assassin world, so it's kind of hard for people to kill him, and slowly like people give up. And even though Taro Sakamoto quits being an assassin, he cares about the Japan Association, because he started his training days in that association, because that's where all the assassin goes there for training. And then the Japan Association was in danger because the enemy wants to bring it down, because he had a lot of evil reasons. And so Sakamoto Days, a lot of action, very funny, highly recommend it. The anime is out there on Netflix, but people didn't like the animation. To me, it's fine. It's kind of nostalgic because I grew up watching anime in the early 2000s, so it doesn't really bother me. But I feel like people nowadays just don't appreciate the animation, if that makes sense. So yeah, so that's Sakamoto Days. Next we got Akane Banashi, another manga I kind of stopped reading, but I really like it. It's all about Rakugo storyteller. It's very educational. You just learn a lot from each character. They're very passionate when it comes to their, storytelling. It could be funny, it could be serious. Our main character, Akane, she's pretty much taking her father's footsteps. However, her father didn't succeed all the way because something happened, and now she wants to prove everybody that what they did to her father was completely wrong. But other than that, Rakugo storyteller, very traditional in Japan, very educational. Definitely recommend it because it's very interesting to see all this character, how passionate they are, and yeah, I just love it. So the last one is Dan Da Dan, another manga I kind of stopped reading, but I finally started reading again. This is like a big sci-fi, supernatural, big roller coaster. So many things happen. It's never a dull. Something always happens. There's always new characters. I don't know. It's like mashup. You either love it or hate it. There's finally an anime on Netflix, I believe also on Crunchyroll. I don't know. You just watch it. It's really up to you whether you like it or not. But I definitely recommend it. Dun, super fun to read. I just love it. And so that is all my honorable mention. Oh my god, I finally made this video. It's been my list for a while, but I've been kind of slacking off because choosing your top favorite manga for 2024 is really hard. But anyway, I came up with 12 and also some honorable mention. So we got Dripping Dragons by Taku Kawabara, My Love Mix-Up by Aroku Wataru Hinikure, Witch Hat Atelier Kamome Shirahama. We got Blue Lock, story by Muneyuki Kaneshiro, art by Yosuke Nomura, Windbreaker by Satoru Nie, Dandadan by Yukinobu Tatsu, Sakamoto Days by Yuto Suzuki, Akane Banashi, Yuki Suinaga Takamase Moe. Then Fire Force, we got Atsushi Okubo, Tokyo Aliens, story and art by Nao. The Danger in My Heart by Norio Sakurai, Mashle, Magic and Muscle by Hajime Komoto, Yon of the Dan Mizuho Kusanagi, Ozutoki Rhetoric by Ritsu Miyako. Sorry, something is blocking. It's my camera. Miyako? Yes. The Apothecary Diaries. Oh my god, that's tiny. Story by Natsu Hyuga, art by Neko Koraji. I'm so sorry, I can't see the rest. I'm actually blind, I just don't have my glasses right now. It looks like compilation by Itsuki Nanao, and character design by Toko Shino. I'm so sorry if I pronounce all this wrong. And lastly, A Silent Voice by Yoshitoki Oima. I wanted to tell the mangaka's name because I want to make that habit of telling the manga names, because without all this mangaka, this manga wouldn't exist. And thanks to them for writing such an amazing story, because they were super inspirational, very entertaining, and I enjoy every single one. So guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. and let me know if you guys had any favorites, or let me know in the comment if you have your favorites from last year or currently. This time this year, do I have a new favorite? Maybe. But other than that, again, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.